Hello, my friends. I'm out on the trail and we got some birds chiming in, which is always welcomed in my videos. Anyways, first, before I get into today's topic, I just wanted to mention I have an online workshop on how to do tapping, also called emotional freedom technique. It's a very, very useful and effective tool to help you shift limiting beliefs and change old behavior patterns and thought patterns. So I highly recommend you check that out. There's a downloadable PDF and videos so you can take the course at your own pace and in the comfort of your home. Link for that is below in the description. Now, on to today's video. All right, I wanted to talk about gaslighting, maybe a term that you have heard and maybe were wondering what that meant. Gaslighting is essentially an emotionally abusive technique that inserts doubt into someone else by invalidating their experience. So let's say you are telling your partner or that you went and did a workout today, you go do your workout, and then later on your partner says, no, you didn't do a workout today. What are you talking about? Are you going crazy? What's wrong with you? I think you're not seeing reality correctly. And you're like, no, yes, I did. I know I did a workout. I went for a 5-mile jog. What are you talking about? And they're like, no, I think you need to see someone. You got something wrong with you. And your response is, that's not true. What are you talking about? So you're defending and trying to explain that, yes, in fact, this is what you did. I know I did. So that is an example of gaslighting. It's when someone says, your reality, your perception of reality is not true. Mine is true. And thus to start to get you to mistrust yourself and doubt yourself. And I did a video recently called Overcoming Self-Doubt. And this is where self-doubt comes from. It usually stems from, you guessed it, childhood, because this is often what we are taught by someone who is trying to control us or manipulate us. And what they will do is maybe they will communicate this by saying, well, what's wrong with you? You're too sensitive. You're overreacting. You know, you're just being a total drama queen or a drama king and you're blowing this all out of proportion, or you're a this or that, insert nasty word, and you are taking this all the wrong way. No, that's your stuff, not mine. That is not what I meant. It's because of your childhood that you're interpreting it this way. Those are your problems. I didn't mean that at all. I didn't do anything like that. So what all of those statements are doing is they are deflecting and projecting all of this stuff, this person's stuff, onto you, instead of trying to understand. In a healthy relationship, there can be discussion about why we have the perceptions or the feelings that we have. Our perceptions may not be correct, but we have whatever perception we have. In a relationship where there is emotional abuse and things like gaslighting, what the other person will do, because they are threatened by you and wanting to have control over you, is that they are going to try to attack your foundation. And your foundation is your sense of self and who you are. And if they can start to derail that, they have control over you, so that then you defer to them, you defer to what they think, what they want, what they feel, and you lose yourself. So sometimes people have said to me, well, why do women stay in abusive relationships, or anyone for that matter, men too? And it's like the frog in boiling water analogy. It doesn't happen, right off the bat. It happens slowly, turning up the heat so gradually that you don't notice until time has gone by and the damage has been done, and you look back at your life and you say, what happened to me? I used to be this thriving career woman and successful and running my own, company or whatever it is, and I don't know who I am anymore, and I don't know what I think anymore, and I lost, you lost part of yourself, or you lost your youth, you lost years or decades of your life, and you don't have any internal strength anymore. The reason why this happens is because the person who is in control of you, they are threatened. They can't handle being equal with someone. They have to be dominant. They have to be controlling someone, and they are threatened by you having strength. They are initially attracted to that. They desire that, and that's what draws you to them. But that can't sustain itself, that can't stay. And instead what they start to do is to whittle away at who you are so that they can have the control. Because inside of them, they are very wounded and very, very fearful. But instead of dealing with those wounds, they use these techniques like gaslighting, like invalidation, like making you doubt yourself, or making you think, that you are the problem, when in fact you are not. What they are doing is they are exerting control over you. And if you don't have enough strength within yourself, if you give your power away slowly over time, then you become smaller and smaller until you don't know who you are, and you allow that other person, or anyone else for that matter, to just sort of kick you around in any way. And that is how abusive relationships start. The process of getting out of an abusive relationship is a difficult one. It's painful, and it requires a lot of time to heal and to rebuild your identity, to rebuild your confidence, and to learn how to love yourself again. I talk a lot on my channel about knowing your value, because when we don't know our value, we will allow someone to gaslight us, and we'll say, oh, maybe they're right. Maybe, again, this is self-doubt. Maybe I was overreacting and I just didn't see it. Okay, so it's okay, for us to sometimes have a sense of self-awareness, and yeah, maybe we were overreacting in a situation, but that does not mean that we should also then start to undermine ourselves. Because if you don't have that, you don't have your foundation. You don't have anything. So anyone who tries to make you doubt yourself is not someone to keep in your life. That is not healthy. But if you grew up having people do this to you, as an adult, that's what you're going to be okay with, because you don't know any differently. So you can look at your own life and see, where am I maybe giving my power away in my relationships, whether it's an intimate relationship or a work relationship or with friends. Where am I not valuing myself? Because when we value ourselves, that means that we are loving ourselves and we are respecting ourselves. And we have to know how we allow people to treat us. And we communicate this by what we allow to come into our lives, and where we say, no, that's not okay. You can't do that. I won't stick around. And sometimes if someone says, well, hey, I can talk to you whatever way I want, my response to that is, well, yeah, you can, but I'm not going to stick around for it. You're going to lose your audience. Too bad. Goodbye. So we have to remember that we teach people how to treat us by setting boundaries, by being strong in ourselves, by remembering that it comes from within us. It's not that we defer to someone else, that our partner is the ruler over us, because that's not a healthy relationship. And unfortunately, so many people learn otherwise. They learn to be okay with being needy and codependent and not knowing who they are and not knowing what they stand for and what they believe. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up here. I will be talking more about this topic, especially knowing your value, gaslighting, self-doubt, and how it all comes together. And this is my mission in life, is to help people to heal this. I know I'm talking from experience. I've been there myself and have done a lot of healing work on myself. So if you have questions or comments, please let me know. This is such an important topic. And again, give yourself a great big hug, okay? Hang in there, keep going forward, and I'll talk to you soon.